feel so well. No sobs, no sorrows, no sighs. This can't be love. I get no dizzy spells. My head is not in the skies. My heart does not stand still. Just hear it beat. This is too sweet to be love. This can't be love because I feel so well. But I love to look into your eyes. This can't be love because I feel so well. No sobs, no sorrows, no sighs. This can't be love. I get no dizzy spells. My head is not in the skies. My heart does not stand still. Just hear it beat. This is too sweet to be love. This can't be love because I feel so well. But I love to look into your eyes, yeah. But I love to look into your eyes. This can't be love because I feel so well. No sobs, no sorrows, no sighs. This can't be love. I get no dizzy spells. My head is not in the skies. My heart does not stand still. Just hear it beat. This is too sweet to be love. This can't be love because I feel so well. But I love to look into your eyes. This can't be love because I feel so well. No sobs, no sorrows, no sighs. This can't be love. I get no dizzy spells. My head is not in the skies. My heart does not stand still. Just hear it beat. This is too sweet to be love. This can't be love because I feel so well. But I love to look into your eyes, yeah. But I love to look into your eyes.
Aloha, everyone. It's wonderful to see our friends in the chat. Thank you guys so much for letting us know where you're viewing from. We have folks from Japan. I know it's so early there. Good morning, Teko. As well as the UK, all the way across the ocean. I know it's nighttime there. You might hear wind and rain. We are still like this super windy, rainy place right now. For those of you that are on our mailing list, I did write in our last email. Last weekend, we actually there's a pretty nasty storm that came across the islands. The thing that made it so bad was the super high winds. We were without power for most of Sunday, and then it knocked out our internet. Actually, the fiber line that we have was snapped in half and was dangling in the street up until what day? Wednesday, I think. So, so I was a little behind getting the packets out because I do a lot of things on the internets and I did not have it. And then, of course, we have a boosting thing for our cell phones for signal, and that didn't work anymore. So, because we didn't have internet, it was a thing. So thank you all so much for your patience as we had got stuff out a little bit later. But it's still a little rainy, and it's definitely still windy out there. So
yeah, and happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I am a little under the weather right now, as you can hear my voice. So I'm gonna let Sarah do most of the teaching today, and I'll probably I might jump in here and there, but I'll
when you're inspired.
Yes, but thank you so much for joining us again. Everything is free. We show everything on screen, but if you do want your own packet, you can get one yourself from the link below.
Yes.
But again, thank you for your support and allowing us to keep these live streams
free. Yes. And also, I forgot to write it in the email again just because I was so rushed. But if you cannot afford a packet at this time, just send us an email. We'll send you a free one. It's totally fine. Just in my haste, I think I forgot to add that. My goodness. I love it. Aloha, friends in North Carolina. An old stomping ground of mine. I lived there for 4 years. Yeah. For when I went to college in Winston-Salem. Very few people probably know where Winston-Salem is. It's a tiny little town known for cigarettes. So,
that is like one of the biggest things I do miss about touring was getting to see all these, going, of course, visiting the bigger cities and towns, but going through and visiting all these like smaller clubs and everything too, these smaller
areas. I remember I was so surprised. We had a gig in Lido, and I was like, there were so many people, and I'm like, wow, I had no idea. So it was always fun getting to do that. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to like actually do a tour with. It'll have to be with Cameron. Mm-hmm. I think if we do it, that would be fun. Make him learn how to set up a sound system. I love it. Right. Oh, yeah. So upcoming events, you might have seen it scrolling, but if you didn't. So we have got February 22nd. We have our ArtistWorks check-in. I actually just posted in the forum the thread that our ArtistWorks students can ask questions. So definitely start submitting questions. Once we have the link ready, I'll post it in the forum. I just didn't have a chance to get the link ready yet because of the storm. So we'll get that up soon in that thread as well. And then next up, we have got March 14th. That's the next time you can see us here on our live streams. I don't know what the theme will be yet. We may end up picking a theme once this live stream kicks off, because that's actually what happened for this one. I had a different plan, and then everybody wanted ear training, so I said, I'll pivot. So I don't know what it'll be, but we'll figure it out soon. March 14th, next live stream. Also, for our nonprofit, February 21st, Four Strings at a Time is hosting Ukulele Club of Hawaii at Windward Mall, Pomaikai Lyman. Some people also might know her as Pomaikai Keawe. That is Auntie Genoa Keawe's granddaughter. She is leading Ukulele Club. It should be a lot of fun. Remember, Club is live streamed, so you can enjoy it no matter where you live in this world. And it's a lot of fun. And also, I'm going to be doing the charts this weekend. They're all in the key of C. Yay! So an easy club and a really fun club. And then March, very excited. I can't believe we're almost here, folks, for our ukulele retreat Hawaii, March 22nd through 26th. We did add I think a couple more teachers, like I think Herb Ota Jr. We finally get to have Herb join us. He's always been busy, but he could finally make it. So I'm very excited. Should be really, really good fun. I think there's 1 or 2 spaces that we could fit some people in, but you want to book soon if you're going to book it, because our block, we only can have our block for so long. So there's that. And then Ukulele Summit, that is our nonprofit, 4 Strings at a Time. It's April 18th, 100% free community event. It has Olelo Hawaii and ukulele workshops all day. We have more workshops this year than we did last year. And we also we are expanding the keiki area outside on the Great Lawn with even more awesome, like obstacle courses and bounce houses. I've
got some recent support news.
That's true. I'll say that in a second. And then also performances on the main stage. I'm so excited. We have so many kids joining us this year. So many schools. I'm so excited. That's why we moved it to April, so that we could actually have schools join us. So you get to
have a group with Kala'e Camarillo.
Yes, Kamehameha School.
Brian Tolentino. It's going to be awesome.
Super, super excited. Yeah. And of course, we will have some professionals as well. The day ends with Hi'ikua. And for Olelo Hawaii, we have got Dr. Kalehua Krug. Very excited to have him joining us. He's part of the band Hi'ikua with Kamuela Kimokeo. But T-shirt pre-order announcements are going to go out this weekend. So if you want to get your T-shirt for Ukulele Summit for pre-order. And then we're also going to have pre-orders for lunches, though you can bring your lunch, so then you can just be completely free. But it's a free event, and we just got a confirmation that this event is going to be supported by the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. Thank you so much, OHA, for your sponsorship. We are beyond grateful. I had to go testify before their board of trustees. One of the most nerve-wracking experiences, but I am so grateful to OHA for that opportunity, and thank you so much for supporting us.
And a huge thank you to not only volunteers from last year, but the ones that are coming. We've got people flying in to volunteer.
That's right.
Amazing.
Looking at you, Jen.
So
yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yes. And yeah, we're so grateful to all of the volunteers. Even last year, we had some folks fly in to volunteer, which was really sweet. So, but again, totally free event.
Yeah, we
it's a good
do
time.
live stream the main stage.
Yes, the main stage is live streamed, and we are going to be hosting an ukulele club jam at this event. So you'll be able to download the packets and stuff and join us for a fun jam with the board bangas. Thank you, Corey Mao, for being willing to lead that one. God bless him. Craig and Sarah stuff. We also have our Ukulele Retreat San Diego. Please come. It's going to be awesome. We have got the Souza Ohana will join us for a day or two. And we also have Bernadette, who's going to be teaching for 2 of the days. So very excited. And of course, our main core staff are myself, Craig Chi, Corey Mao, Neil Chen, and Ukulele. I mean, it's just going to be out of control fun. I know
and for
that.
those of you who can't stay the whole week,
yeah.
we do have a Sunday concert on the June 28th.
Yes.
That evening.
And it will be available to the public.
Yeah.
So our friends in San Diego who are like, I can't do the whole retreat, but I want to see you. Come to the concert. Concert tickets will be going on sale soon, just so that we can start getting an accurate head count and all that. So very excited. Yay. Ukulele Retreat San Diego. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. Oh, we have friends joining us from Kauai. Hi, Rich. Hope you are having a great time on the island. This is super awesome. And Robin, so many fantastic. Rebecca from Sacramento. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And Steph Sterling, I was just thinking about you the other day. This was after talking with Aaron and Nicole and stuff. And I always think of you when I think of the Pacific Northwest. So I'm so glad you could join us today. Woo woo. Yeah. So today, I'm not diving into it yet because we still technically have 5 minutes. If anybody has any questions, you can post them in the chat right now. But today, what we're going to be doing is going over some different ear training exercise things that you can test out. We're going to do a bunch of writing today, filling in things, and just to kind of give you different ways of going at ear training depending on where you're at in your journey. It's funny because as I was going through this, I was realizing that some of these things I tend to do naturally because I started violin at an early age, and it was a lot of these things were kind of beaten into me early, so I don't think about it. So it was kind of fun going through and like thinking about like, well, how would I explain this? For me, I hear the note. Sometimes I already hear the note in my head before I sing it or before I play it. And that's just because of the training that I had early on with that. Excuse me. Hey, Larry's joining us from Kailua. Aloha, Kailua. I know Sheila's also here from town, as we say here in Honolulu. Awesome. It makes us so happy, actually, that Craig and I are noticing we have a lot more folks from our islands joining us on our Craig and Sarah live streams, which is really sweet. So, yeah, super, super grateful. I love this. So virtual retreat, somebody asked, are we going to do another virtual retreat? All of us want to, all of us being Craig and I and Jake and Herb. The hardest part is nailing down some dates. Jake, of course, travels a lot. Herb is back to traveling again. I think he and Brian are in California now touring. So, yeah, it's definitely, we want to do it. And when we get together, we're always like, oh yeah, we need to do this because we love, it's just as much fun for us, probably more fun for us than it is for the attendees, because we just get to sit and hang out and crack jokes, and it's really fun getting to hang out together. And I actually love it because I learn so much. Like Jake will go off on these tangents sometimes that's like, wow, I never thought of a note that way, or I never thought of, for example, one of the things that he spent like a long time on was discussing how he went on this journey with plectrums, with picks. And then he started shaping his nail like his favorite plectrum, trying to get the perfect shape so that he could get that same sound that he really liked, but using his nail and not a pick. It was neat. Those kinds of things happen during the virtual retreats.
So make sure you're on our mailing list. We'll announce that as soon as we can.
Yes. Sometimes the virtual retreats, it's just like, oh, we can do it in 2 months. Let's go. So you don't always have a ton of warning, but
it might be like 3-week warning sometimes.
Yeah. Because I think there was one year it was like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And it's also limited. I think we limit it to 40 people, but it's a lot of fun. So yes, all of us want to do it, but finding the time. And yay, Rebecca, I'm so glad you're going to go see Herb on Wednesday. That's fantastic. Yes, he and Brian are touring in California right now. I actually was texting Brian about Ukulele Summit because he'll be one of our teachers, and he sent me a selfie of him and Herb on the plane. I was like, oh, you all are traveling today. Also, this is more 4 Strings at a Time news, but I shared it on Facebook, but I wanted to share it here. This week, I had the honor of attending a VIP event at King Liho Elementary School. And they are one of the schools that is a part of our pilot program for our elementary school program, E Ho'okanipila. And it was an incredible experience. I have to say that entire school just blew me away. We all got to, it started off with fifth grade leading an oli and then singing a song they wrote for King Alexander Iolani Liho Liho, also known as Kamehameha IV. And then we got to visit the kindergartners, where the kindergartners taught us about their ahupua'a, that's their section of land. Because the islands used to be broken up into different sections called ahupua'a. Anyway, but they taught us about their specific rains and their winds and native plants. And then the next step, I think, was first grade, where we got to learn about buildings that were important to King Kamehameha IV, and Queen Emma, his wife. And then I also got to learn about, the kids did a really adorable presentation. I think that was fourth grade, who did presentations on Ohana, Malama, and Kuleana, and then talked about the king's legacy and what it means to have a legacy. And then it ended, the climax, the finale was the third grade class performing with their ukulele, kaimana hila, and hula as well. And it was just so beautiful. I was moved to tears multiple times throughout the day. So just super, super grateful. So definitely you can check out more information on a ho'okani pila at fourstringsatatime.org. But that school was is a part of our pilot. So we're super grateful to that school. And congrats to 100 years. All right. Okay, here we go. So FYI, you can get your packet if you want or follow along. Also, I forgot to write. You can email us if you need a free packet. That's totally fine. I forgot to write that in the literature when I was rushing to get this out to everybody. So, Love Song Jam. So, we're going to be looking at many things in this. There's going to be areas that I've left blank on purpose that we're going to fill in. But first, let's kind of take a look at the key a song is in. Most of the time when you get music for ukulele clubs, it usually looks more like this, where it's a lyric sheet. You have lyrics and then the chords listed above it. But if you are lucky and you're actually given music notation, you will notice these little symbols here. So the way that the staff is set up is, let me do this real quick. The way the staff is set up, you have, your clef, this guy, this fancy symbol, and then you have your key signature. Your key signature is where the sharps or the flats are. Okay. So there's an order of sharps and flats. They're always in a specific order so that you know what key your song is in. That's a whole other lesson. Okay. But in this instance, I've given you 3 examples. Key of G, it has a F sharp in it. That's why the sharp is on that F line. Key of F, that has a B flat in it. That's why I have a flat symbol on that B flat line. And key of C has no sharps or flats. So it doesn't have anything there. And that's how you'll know you're in the key of C. So, and then you have something called your time signature, which is that little fraction there, 4/4, or you might see 3/4. That just tells you so in this instance, it's 4 beats in a measure. If it's 3/4, it's 3 beats in a measure. So, there's that. So real quick, then, as I said, most of the time you don't have music notation. So then another way you can tell, well, what key is my song in? Another way you can sometimes tell, I'd say this is 80% accurate, is what chord does the song start with? And what chord does the song end with? You'll notice I have it circled. If it starts with C and ends with C, probably in the key of C. Not always, but most of the time. Okay, so that's another way you can kind of tell what key you're in. Now, why is it important to know what key you're in? Well, because there are chords that are typically found in the key. And that's what I'm going to kind of talk about now. So, for major keys, this is the standard rule that you will see. Now, this rule gets broken a lot. We're going to break the rule today in some of the songs that we're playing. But I've written out numbers, I've written a C major scale, and I've given you the qualities that you usually find within the key, okay? So, with that, your 1 chord is typically a major chord. Now, all of these right here are all what we call triads. What does triad mean? How many notes are in a triad? If you can think back to whatever school period it was, it's tri means 3, right? Like tricycle. So these are all 3-note chords that I'm talking about right now. So our 1 chord is typically a major chord or a major triad, and so that would be C, right? And I have it written below. Now, some of you might be saying, but Sarah, I have 4 strings. You're really only playing 3 notes, because if we were to go through it, my G string is a G, my C string is C, and my E string is E. Technically, that's all I need for my C chord. And then I have this note here on my A string. What is that note on my A string? I have A sharp or B flat, B, and then C. So I actually have 2 C's happening. They're an octave apart, but it's still just C, E, and G. Okay? So, good to go. My 2 chord is usually a minor. So, in this case, D minor. My 3 chord is usually a minor. In this key, E minor. Okay? My 4 chord is usually a major, so it's F. My 5 chord is also usually a major. And I've given you G, but we'll talk about that. And then my 6 chord is typically a minor. A minor. And then my 7 chord is usually a diminished triad. That is different than a diminished 7 chord. A diminished 7 is what everybody thinks of, that the shape you can move around. There's technically 4 notes happening in this chord. So that, if I'm looking at only triads right now, then I'd have this guy, because I need a B here and then the B here. That's what I have drawn. I know, this is crazy. Why would you play this shape like this? So that's also why most people usually will just play this chord instead, even though technically it should actually be, if you're doing a 4-note voicing for your 7, it should be this one, B minor 7 flat 5. Okay? So one thing I want you to think about and notice is that all of the notes found in this B minor 7 flat 5 are all notes found from my C major scale. It has an A note, it has a D note, it has an F note, and it has a B note. All of these chords, there's no sharps or flats in any of these chords because they are all made up of notes from that C major scale. That's why they work. Even this guy, if I'm holding this guy, I have B, D, F, and B, right? Just like I could this guy. So now there is one chord that the G, the 5 chord, also sometimes gets replaced with this chord, G7 or G dominant 7. But again, this chord is made up of notes found from my C major scale, G, D, F, and B. Right? So instead of 2 G notes, I have that F note there for G7. Okay? So so sometimes we might play G7 instead of G, and that's totally fine. We're probably not going to be using that B diminished today, so you don't really need to worry about it. But I typically will play a minor 7 flat 5 in place of a diminished triad. It sounds lovely, and they're easier to play. So different things that we need to think about as we're trying to like listen for chord changes is that these are probably going to show up in your song. Not always. Some songs just break all the rules, but today. Oh, and actually, while we're here, let's take a look at this. So you'll notice if I was to go through and number all of this song is in the key of C. That C that's circled, what chord number is that? That's number 1, right? And then what's that next one? A minor. Oh, look, it's number 6. And F is number 4. G7 is number 5. And it just repeats. 1, 6, 4, 5. 1, 6, 4, and 5. And back to 1. So we're going to go through, I'm going to make you do some of this as we go through these exercises, because it's really important to look at songs and start to notice either patterns or just try to figure out what chords are in your tune and how they're related to each other, those notes. Now, you won't know what to listen for if you don't try the chords out, right? Like, we can talk about it all day, but if you don't know what an F chord even sounds like, how are you going to be able to like think, oh, I should try that chord there? So one exercise that I like to do with students is just spend some time playing the chords. So let's start on our 1 chord. Nice. 1. Switch to the 4. Notice what's different. Notice what might be the same. Back to your C. Back to the 1. 1. And then your 4. One other thing that I like doing with this exercise is if you actually find your root. Now, in this case, the C chord, I've got a root here, C, or this C, 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 C. I could pick which one I want to do, right? But one thing I could try is if I pick my root, maybe sing it 1, 1, 1, 1. And then when I go to switch, I hold my F chord, but where is my root note in my F chord? It's right here on my E string on the 1st fret. 4. So finding that note matching pitch. 4, 4. Go back to your 1. If you need to pick it to find it, you can. 1. Back to your 4. Back to the 1. And then 4. Also doing this with your 5 chord, either this chord or this chord. I don't care which one. So again, C1, lots of 1, and then 5. I'm just going to hold G now. 5, lots of 5, back to the 1, lots of 1. Now we're gonna go to 5, lots of 5, or you can do this 5 and 1. Okay, so going through and going through and trying to like sing the root with it, or even just picking it if you're like, I don't want to sing it, but making sure that you focus on that change. That was me doing 1, 4, and 5, which is another very popular progression. 1, 4, then 5, back to 1, 4, and 5. Doesn't matter your strumming pattern. 1. The main thing is hearing 4 and 5, is hearing that change so that when you go to try to listen to songs to figure things out, that you can have an easier time with it. What you're kind of doing with this kind of exercise is you're trying to distinguish intervals or how far apart notes are. And for me, it's something that I find like, I feel very fortunate. I found it relatively easy to be able to kind of like listen and figure stuff out when I was first starting to play ukulele, only because I had played another instrument before. And I didn't realize how much like playing violin actually helped with this. Because to me, I thought it didn't help at all because it's two very different tuned instruments and you play them totally different. And you don't play a lot of chords on the violin. But or at least I wasn't playing a lot of chords on the violin. So that's something that I think this is an important thing that you can do to kind of help you. I've given you some other progressions too, but we don't need to like run through all of them. But I also want to show you this other exercise too. So exercise number 2, this is one if you're like, oh, I'm too frustrated doing this with chords, because sometimes it's a lot. You're trying to like make sure you can hit that note specifically, but then your voice gets off because you're distracted by what's happening on the A string, for example. Like it's really easy to have a hard time, or what am I trying to say? It's harder to hear the interval within a chord sometimes. So sometimes you have to take it a step back and just focus on the scale itself and the notes and how those notes are related. So you'll see, and actually this is a vocal exercise that I used to do, but you can do it with your ukulele, where you actually go through and you start and you say the number. You can say the name of the note too, but I like saying the number because then you're starting to recognize how the one note sounds with all of the other numbers. So starting off, I have 1, 2, 1. That's my C note and my D note. So 1, 2, 1. It's a little low for me. 1, 2, 1. Try it again. 1, 2, 1. Again. 1, 2, 1. Next, I have my 1, and we're going to move to the 3, which is an open E string for us. 3. See, I even didn't do it right away. 3. So I have 1, 3, 1 again. 1, 3, 1 again. 1, 3, 1. Okay. Go back to, and it might be that you only practice 2 and 3 for a little bit. So go back to the 2. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. Go to the 3. 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. Okay. Next, let's try going to 4, which is this guy, your F note on the first fret of the E string. So again, open C string. 1, 4, 1. Again. 1, 4, 1. Again. 1, 4, 1. Let's try going to the 5. We can use either the 3rd fret or the open G string. If you're playing high G, it doesn't matter to me because they're the exact same note. So I have, in my music, I have the 3 here because I'm basing it off of that scale. Okay, so open C, 1, 5, 1. Again, 1, 5, 1. Again, 1, 5, 1. One more time. 1, 5, 1. Next, let's move on. 6. This one is sometimes, this one I remember being tricky for me when I was first learning this. 6, right? So I have 1, 6, 1 again. 1, 6, 1 again. 1, 6, 1. One more time. 1, 6, 1. And then 7. 7 is actually right next to the octave. 7. It's also known as the major 7 note. Like if I played this, it's a very pretty jazzy sounding chord. Open, open, open 2. A C major 7. This is the note that gives that chord its quintessential sound. And you have to try to sing that note. So 1, 7, 1. 1, 7, 1. 1, 7, 1. And then of course you can move up to 8. 1, 8, 1. Your octave. 1, 8, 1. Eventually, you should be able to do this line, and I'll go through it, and you'd give it a shot. 1, 2, 1. And then next, 1, 3, 1. next is 4, 1, 4, 1, next is 5, 1, 5, 1, next is 6, 1, 6, 1, and then 7, 1, 7, 1, and then your octave, 1, 8, 1. Woo! I hope that this was fun to go through and do. Now, I can make us practice this like a whole lot, but I think you can also just practice it on your own. But I find that this is great because you've got your root. You're always coming back to the root. You're always coming back to the 1. And that way you can kind of hear the difference. So that way when you see people who are like, okay, C, E, G, like I can C, E, G, I can do that because I've practiced this so much and other exercises as well. It's easier for me to hear that sound in my head before I'm able to vocalize it. And eventually you'll start to know where those notes are on the ukulele. And you'll be able to instinctively, your hand can go where you think where it will want to go because it hears where it needs to go. But you won't have that intuition unless you practice this kind of stuff. Okay. I know some people are like, but can't I just play songs? I'm like, kind of, but you also need to take some time to really think about the movement of the notes themselves in order to be able to figure out. So hopefully some of you folks, this is helpful. Even if you're not a singer and you just say the names of the notes as you play them, that's still great training for your ear. Your ear, just think of it like any other muscle. You're trying to give it some muscle memory. Okay? Now, another exercise that I like to do, and we'll do this one several times today. Well, there's the rain. I don't know if you can hear it. It probably sounds like static for you, but it's raining. I like to take a song and write the numbers. And so something super easy. You Are My Sunshine. And each box represents 4 beats. I'm in 4/4 time. And I go through and I have my this little handy dandy thing down here. And I'm going to go through and number everything. So what is C? It's my 1. So write 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. Excellent. All right, next one. What number is that? Well, look at my little scale. It's 4. So write the number 4. 4, 4. Then, what is it? It's back to C. Oh, look, 1, 1, 1. Oh, it goes back to F. That was my 4. 4, 4. Goes back to what? 1. Yay. And then 1 some more. Oh, we have a new chord. What is this chord going to be? It's going to be number 5. And then back to 1 and then 1 again. Okay? So you have a couple of different ways that you can go about this if you're trying to like really work on intervals and training your ear. One is just play the root note the whole time. So I have, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine, or sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Other night, and then it repeats, right? So that's one thing that you can do. Or you can just let the note da 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 da, and then the 4 chord. And you'll notice that sometimes, but not always, that the melody note sometimes might land on the root, or it might land on a note that's within the chord you're playing itself. And that's something you want to also listen for. And if you happen to have the sheet music with a notation, you can actually kind of circle what notes are within the chord that you're playing that are in your melody. But going through this, you could definitely sing that root note if you want, or just sing the song, but go through and let's just play the chorus of You Are My Sunshine for good fun. If you're fancy pants and you're like, Sarah, I already know these chords in my first position, play them in a different place then. You don't have to play the regular old C if you know C here. Or if you know C here, you can play it somewhere else, okay? So let's go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me F4 happy when skies are gray. Still on the 1, go to the 4. You'll never know, dear, how much 1 I love you. Please don't take my 5 sunshine away. 1. Close your eyes. You are my sunshine. See if you can change when I change with your eyes shut. My only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. Keep those eyes shut. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Nice. So, another thing in this practice, as you've labeled and you're like, okay, 1, close your eyes. Try to say what's coming next before it shows up. See if your fingers naturally go there. That's another thing. It's like practicing these songs with intent, with intention. Right.
And quick to
yes,
right there
correct.
Too. When people feel like they can't get out of that kind of beginner zone, a lot of times it has to do with not being able to cleanly transition from chord to chord. So at this point, Sarah's making you do a lot of things, right? Listening and trying to count stuff out loud and say things out loud. But if you're still struggling to cleanly and easily and efficiently get from C to F or F to C or C to G7 without looking at your hands, that is always going to be a struggle. So you have to focus on getting these transitions down.
Practice with your eyes shut.
It's going to get easy. Yeah.
Practice with your eyes shut. That solves what Craig was talking about, is clean transition. Sit. Even just doing these chords. So I'm playing. Close your eyes. 1, 4, 5. I sang the 8 technically. 1, 4, and 5. And 1, 4, and 5. And on 1. Okay? So again, we're practicing with intent. If you practice those kinds of transitions with your eyes shut, again, really thinking about what are you playing? Not just thinking C, F, G7. Like, think about the number that you're in, because here's the beautiful thing. What I just did here, I could easily transpose to another key if I know the scale. This wasn't what I was planning on doing, but I'll do it anyway. If I was to say key of F and I write out my scale, it would be
Let's say it's too low, right? Like
right. Yeah, I'm like C. I'm like, that's way too low for me. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E. Look at that. Okay? I just replace all my numbers. What's my 4? Look and find number 4 and look above it. It's B flat. I know, this is a hot mess on the screen. Sorry. It's taking a while. All right, what's my 5 in this? It would be C. And we're going to make it a C7 because because the chord that was listed was a G7, so we're taking that same quality. You could play a regular C and it would be fine. Okay. So now, because I used the number system, I could totally play this in a new key. Sorry, folks. All right, F. B flat. C7. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take C7, my sunshine, away. Ta-da, we played it in the key of F now. Yeah, so this number thing is so useful. I think it's more useful than the circle of fifths, but that's just my own opinion. I'm like, if you can number everything, I love Stephen saying, Craig, you're in Johnny Cash mode. You're nice and low today.
What needs to be louder?
Oh, your mic. They were saying they had trouble hearing you, but they're also saying that you have a.
That time, man. I was talking to you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to everybody. Oh, shoots.
What was I saying?
Okay, so what I think I mentioned it out loud, but basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I was unmuted. I'm so sorry. I muted myself because I don't want to cough into the mic.
Yes.
But the big thing is, for those of you who are feeling like you're a forever beginner, the biggest thing you can focus on are clean transitions, because as Sarah is making you do all these things, talking out loud, thinking of this, thinking of that, it's a lot. And if you struggle to still, go from C to F or C to G7 or F to C, etc., or even now F to B flat, it's always going to be a struggle, and it's going to take your focus from other things to what you're doing. This is the number one thing I always tell our students that are looking to take that next step is honing in on these transitions.
Yeah.
Everything comes back to that, because if you're not efficient, quick, and have those transitions memorized, it's always going to hold you back.
Well, it's like if you have bad technique, right? Then you won't reach where you need to reach because the technique is holding you back.
Yeah. You can only do so much if you're always struggling with those transitions.
And if you're always looking at your hands.
The thing is, and we've been through it too. I almost quit when I reached B flat. I didn't want to play an F, right? But then you just gotta, that's what you gotta hone in on. So 1 week, all I did was just try to get to that B flat chord without hurting myself. And I found that your body will speak to you, and it will show you how to do it without being in pain, right? You gotta.
Well, or your teacher can help you with it too. Because sometimes, for me, I played B flat in a way that actually caused some temporary nerve damage in my thumb. Yeah. So then I had to relearn how I played it to ensure that I didn't do it where I was hurting myself.
Well, there's a lot, even you and I learned from each other.
Oh, yeah.
And especially me knowing that I hurt myself early, I would get on you and no, do this. And
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is easier. Thanks.
Vice versa, too, on these crazy chords.
Yeah.
But again, I promise you, I know it's boring, right, to work on transitions. It's like you played these chords for forever. But you have to hone and be very deliberate, I think, as Sarah was mentioning.
Intent.
With intent. Go through those transitions, because those exact same transitions are going to be played in all these other songs that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life.
He's not wrong.
It's not like you learn a whole, it's all connected, but you have to get that down.
Yes. Now, let's go through and write numbers on this song, a popular love song. I am also sorry I couldn't fit all the lyrics on here, so you just get part of it, because I don't like writing lyrics because I'm using measures. I wanted to make sure the correct lyrics showed up in the measure. Okay, so looking at this, and I still gave you your cheat sheet. So let's take a look at the verse, which is at the top.
And quick tangent, real quick, too.
Another tangent from Craig.
When a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I can't believe these guys know like thousands of songs. Yes and no. Lyrics are much harder, right? Because there's a lot of words to memorize. But when you're looking at these chords, again, when you start writing them out, like, oh, this is a 1-4-5 progression. Doesn't matter what key, because you can always change the key, and the progression will be the same, right?
And your strumming pattern.
Yep. So again, that's why you know more than you know. You just have to recognize what's happening.
And that's what this class is about. Because again, you're going to start noticing as you go through your own songs that you know and love, which is basically what this exercise is. Songs you know and love that have maybe 4 to 5 chords in them. This one has a few more. Like, do this exercise and you'll start to notice, because we're using numbers, no matter what key you're in, using numbers, you'll start to notice that certain chords tend to follow each other. Fascinating. In this case, there's a very popular progression, which is a progression is a series of chords that can be repeated, basically. And it's the same series of chords. And this song, what's the first chord? I'm in the key of C. What number is that? 1. A minor. What number is that? 6. What number is F? 4. What number is G or G7? 5. Oh, back to 1. A minor is 6. F is 4. G7 is 5. Hey, back to 1, 6, 4, 5. The verse, and then the first ending of our verse, when we go to repeat it, 1, 6, 4, 5. The whole verse is just 1, 6, 4, 5 over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. You potentially didn't even think about that because you were so focused on like reading your lead sheet or reading the music. But if you take the time to like look at this and start to notice, oh, these are how things are related, and that like 9 times out of 10, your 5 chord takes you back to 1. That's something that happens a lot in music. Now, our second ending, it's 1, 4, 1. Oh, something's changing. Something's different here. It's because it's taking us to what some people refer to as the B section. I wouldn't call it a chorus because you don't really repeat this part, but it takes us here. Now here, we've got some chords that do not exist in our key, but we're not there yet. So what was D? We haven't dealt with D yet. D minor is the 2. Then G was 5, 1. Hey, this, yes, the middle 8, as they would say in the UK. You're right, Stephen. The middle 8. So 2, 5, 1. That's actually a popular jazz progression found in jazz music. 2, 5, 1. Hey, 2, 5, 1. Then we have this craziness. We're not going to worry about that craziness right now because it's like your 4 chord is usually a major, but it's a minor right here. There's a B flat chord there. What is going on? An E flat major. Technically, it's a 2, 5, 1 in the key of E flat major. Don't worry about it. The reason why those chords change right there is because the melody does something really funky there. And so those chords correlate with the melody that is happening in the song. So don't worry about it. I will write the chords, though, because I realized that after I wrote this out, I didn't give you any diagrams. But I will write it down here. So when we get, because we're just going to play this song and have a good time. So F minor 7, for those that want to play it. B flat 7. This is also the section that like no one ever plays. They always play the verses because it's so easy, and then they get to the B section and they're like, whoa, because it does something different. And then E flat major 7. I believe that's the 3rd fret.
While you're writing that out.
Oh, that's it.
if you are if you struggle with the F minor 7, typically it's because your hand position is like this, and you're trying to really struggle to get those same fingers on that first fret. Again, really angle from this corner here, and you have way more space. Well, sorry, different tuning on this guy, but no,
you're right.
we're
You're good.
So
Somebody whisper,
way
please
more
don't
space. It's kind of like playing a G chord with that angle this way compared to playing a G chord this way. Much easier on the hand this way.
Yeah.
So from here, you can slide down. You can bring that shape up. Put your pinky down like a diminished, right? And then just slide that up. But that should be much easier than again with that compared to the wrist out there.
If you want to play just regular F minor, you could, but the F minor 7 just sounds prettier.
It does.
So and also F minor's like this, right? All you have to do is add a friend. So just add the friend. But so real quick, F minor 7, B flat 7. I might need to tune, I think and then we slide up to E flat major 7. Okay. And then, so F minor 7. Somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold, is what's happening there. So A minor, D7, to gold, blue moon, and then it continues on. Okay, let's pop back out.
I forgot that part exists.
Everybody does. But it's beautiful. It's such a pretty song. Yeah, let's go back out to the wide for a second. So, the A minor again was 6, but look at this. This is still, it's a D, but it's a D7. Huh. So I could still write 2, but I need to remember it's a dominant 7 chord. The quality is different. And then G7. This is one of those where I would look at it and say, oh, that's a 2-5-1 in G, but that's a whole other thing. So let's go through and just play the song for funsies now and see if we can really listen to the verse in particular as far as root movement. If you need to do blue moon, blue moon. If you want to play like the root notes, you can, or blue moon. You saw me standing alone, where you're just playing the root and the 4. Without a dream in my heart, F. Without a love of my own, 6, 4. Sorry, I always want to go 2, 4, 5, blue moon. You can do that with this song if you want, but however you want to do it, I'll play chords. It'll be a good time. 1, 2, 3, blue moon, A minor, F. You saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart. It's a little low for me, but that's okay. Without a love of my own. But I wanted to keep it in C. All right, repeat side. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You saw me saying a prayer for someone I really, second inning, could care for. F, back to C, 2-5-1, and suddenly there appeared before me the only one my heart could ever hold. Here's the funky part. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Ah, see, blue moon. Now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart. without a love of my own. Keep playing this progression. C. Blue moon. Oh, oh. Blue moon. Oh, oh. Blue moon. And you can end on your 1. Ooh, major 7 is what I heard Craig play over there. Yeah, hopefully you had some fun, like now actually paying attention to the chords you're playing instead of just like strumming along and looking at diagrams, like really, again, playing with intent, really thinking about what is the movement happening here. And also with going from 2, 5 chords that are in our key. You know, chords that sound lovely in the key we're in, but then your ear probably really perked up when we did that second line of those middle 8, where it was like da 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 da, because all of a sudden you're getting to play notes that aren't found in the key, and your ear goes, ooh, that's delicious, right? Because it's different. You like that, Craig? So yummy. I love chords that are non-diatonic, meaning chords that are not found in the key.
Well, as Neil says, that's a little spicy mayo on his sandwich.
That's right. Oh. Yeah, a little sriracha. Yes. Here's some sriracha on that sandwich to mix in your mayo, right? Body whisper, please adore me. It's like, oh, I love it. And then your ear goes back to like the regular sound. And so that's also something that you should think about too. When you hear tasty chords, like keep that in mind. Think about like, oh, it was a 4 chord, but it was a minor instead of a major. Ooh, I liked that sound. Later you can figure out why.
Well, take it one step further. When you know that those chords are coming up,
yeah,
try to arpeggiate maybe instead. And all of a sudden, even more so,
ooh,
like try
yeah.
Pick it a little bit instead.
Right? That was me just doing those chords and going.
We'll go from the 2 5 1 like.
So you want me to strum that part? Yeah. Suddenly there appeared before me the only one that I could ever hold. And now da 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 da. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Yes, and then you're back to your home key.
How you approach these things. Again, these things are always the recipes, right?
Yep.
And it's how you add your own little twist to things goes such a long way. Mm-hmm. So again, you can be timid and just play it like you do the rest, or you can emphasize what makes that different, what makes that special, and even have more that comes out from that.
Yeah. Now, okay, so I had pulled up this song because I love this song and it's a fun song. The idea behind this was, instead of looking at box charts, this is what you would look at probably in your own club music, right? And going through it and going, what's this? What's this song? I'm not going to go through because we're running out of time and I want to at least do one page of the next round, but I want to play this song. So looking at this, just looking at your verse real quick, you have a lot of 1 chord right here. Those 2 lines, it's all 1 chord. We've been together since way back when. Sometimes I never want to see you again. But I want you to know, it changes on the word want and it goes to our 4 chord. After all, and then it changes there to your 5 chord. And you could play G7 there, I guess, if you wanted. I have G because you go back to the 4 again. And then you go to the 4, because it's like a repeat of the line above it. I want whispering 5 chord here. And your 1, still the 1. So you have your 1 chord. Now I'm in the chorus. That I have 4 talk to in bed. And then A minor. It's a 6 chord there. But look at this. Wah-ba-wah. It's a 2 chord. But is it a 2 chord that's usually in our key? No, it's usually a minor, but they did this on purpose. They wanted that magical note. So if I'm holding D minor, the notes I'm holding are A, D, F, and A, okay? A, D, F, and A. a D major chord, I'm going to keep holding my D minor, but I'm going to add the note, which is F sharp. Ooh, so I have A, D, F sharp, and A. So this note is the spice. It's super tasty. If you try to play D minor there, it's going to sound terrible because the melody at some point is going to hit that F sharp, I bet. So, but you can still look at that and think of it as a 2. But remember, it's a 2 major. Then we go back to 4, 5, 1. Okay? So there you go. That's like 90% of this song. Okay? The next page, however, does have some stuff that's different, and that's in this weird bridge. I know. Changing our love is going gold. Even though we grow old, it grows new. And then it goes back to your home key. Oh my gosh. Have you never heard the original song by Orleans? So good. Because I know that other people have done this song. So, all right. So, and then that actually happens down here again. Okay. We're not going to get too into it, but just know that that's something that like we do something weird, but then we go back to our home key. Okay. All right. So let's just have fun and play a song, and then we'll do one last exercise together. I love this song. Get your C ready. C. And I'll probably mess up the words. I'll do my best. We've been together since way back when. Sometimes I never want to see you again. But I want you to know, you probably could hear a change was coming after all these years. F, you're still the one I want whispering in my ear. C, still the one that I talk to in bed. A minor, still the one that turns my head. F, we're still having fun, and you're still the one. Stay on your C. I look at your face every day, but I never saw it till I went away. Here comes F, but winter came. I just wanted to go deep in the desert. I longed for the snow. See, you're still the one that makes me laugh. Still the one that's my better half. We're still having fun, and you're still the one. You're still the one. Oh, you're still the one that makes me strong. Still the one I wanna take along. We're still having fun, and you're still the one. Stay on your C, C, stay on C. Changing our love is going gold. B flat. Even if we grow old, it grows new. Ooh, you're still the one that I love to touch. You're still the one I can't get enough. We're still having fun, and you're still the one. You are still the one I can scratch my itch. You're still the one, and I wouldn't switch. We're still having fun, and you're still the one. Still the one. You're still the one that makes me shout. Still the one that I dream about. We're still having fun. Still the one. Slow it down. C, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, and your D7, your B flat. Slow it down, A minor and G. Ooh, you're still the one. I'm just kidding. It's a fun song. I love this song. It's great. And if you look at it, except for that one weird little like interlude that happens in the tune and usually shows up at the end of the song, this song is pretty easy. It has one chord that doesn't exist in the key, but that's it. And you can kind of hear in the melody why. Because if I'm doing, you're still the one that can scratch my itch, you're still the one, and I wouldn't switch. It's like, I need that note. It sounds terrible, right? Still the one, and I wouldn't switch. It's like, no, but I wouldn't switch. We're still having fun. You're still one. So again, use your ear, really listen to the songs you know and love, and think about what's happening in the song. You'll be surprised. Even something simple like 5'2" Eyes of Blue. So much of those chords don't exist in the key because it goes from C, E7, A7. Those aren't what you usually find in the key of C. Like, look at those songs and then look at what's different. If there's a sharper flat in it, that's what's different, and that's what makes it delicious. In your spices, okay? Yeah, I love it. I'm so glad that that you guys are enjoying this. All right, so the last...
It wasn't until college that I heard the original.
Are you kidding me?
And so it's, oh, wow. They did a cover of the Critter Boys.
It's like, no. Oh, my gosh. So I used to joke with Craig. I was like, did you grow up under a rock? And he's like, I grew up on a rock. And I'm like, touche. You are right. You did grow up on a rock in the middle of the Pacific.
Well, because all the radio stations are so proud of our local groups that
and some of the local versions
are awesome.
Are fantastic. Yeah. Like who's the band that does it? Down in the morning that group, it's not Ekolu, is it? It's something Boys, Valley Boys, right? Their version of that what's his name song.
Oh, wait, they didn't write that one?
No, they didn't write that one. The original's like super sad. Stop in the morning, I looked out the window and But the Valley Boys version is like, it kicks ass. And I, and in the window and I look for something to say.
I forgot the chords. I forgot already.
You left me just when I needed you most. That's the name of the song. Yeah, look at the Valley Boys. So much better. Well, I shouldn't say that. I like the original too, but it's just way more fun. And the harmonies are so nice. All right, our final exercise. Take a song. Make sure it's a relatively easy song. My Girl, relatively easy. I gave you your starting chord. Now we got to figure it out.
Yes, Just When I Need You Most. That's the song.
Yes.
Such a good song.
It's a great tune.
With that version.
You left me. All right, so this song, okay. Excuse me. I am also a little stuffy. So, I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. So this one thing that you can do if you're like, you can try to pick the melody. That sometimes can help you go, oh, look, that's like... Sunshine on a cloud. I don't have enough notes today. That sometimes can help me figure it out, but also sometimes just I sing it. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. And I'm like, it kind of works, but I don't really like that. Where should I go? I'll start picking out different chords. For me, the first chords that are my go-to when I'm trying to figure something out is it's probably going to be either the 4 or the 5. That's usually what it'll be. So let's try the 4 first. I got sunshine on a... Hey, we got it the first time. Yay. Okay, F. It's
just to showcase. What happens if you went to the 5 instead?
Okay. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. It doesn't go. Or let me try the 3, just for fun. I got sunshine on a cloudy... No. That day is weird. So again, that's a weird day. So the 4 sounded the most natural. I'm going to go with the 4. So sunshine on a cloudy day. That doesn't work if I stay on the 4. It needs to go somewhere else. What about the 5? The 5 commonly happens after the 4 sometimes. So, on a cloudy day, my melody note's there, but for me, it still doesn't sound quite right. But it's close. It's close. What if I go back to my 1 for funsies? On a cloudy day. Hey, there it is. Yay. Okay, back to the 1. Now, I will let you know that I gave you some hints at the bottom. So looking at my hints, the song form is short. You can see from the measures, these boxes. Lines 1, 2, and 4 are 1 chord in each measure. Okay, so that's lines 1, 2, and 4. We know it's 1 chord in each measure. Line 3 is going to be our tricky line, but don't worry. We'll get through it. So I got sunshine on a cloudy day. I could stay on C. When it's cold outside, it's the same problem I had up there. Now, here, I could stay on the 1, but if I'm actually listening to the recording, there's actually something that happens there. Let's try out what happens if I stick a 5 chord there. Because the 5 happens a lot before the 1. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. 5 chord. When it's cold outside, that could work. But again, if I'm listening to the recording would actually go back to the 4. But again, it's fun to kind of do this exercise because it forces you to really listen and think. So if I do this, and I'm going to do this because these 2 lines melody-wise are practically the same. Let's go through lines 1 and 2. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. Okay, good. I landed on my C chord. That feels right. C. Now, I guess you'd say, it's kind of weird, but it could work. But this is one where I might go back and go, listening again to the recording of the song and kind of going, maybe let's try, I guess. Oh, going to the 4 there quickly, it worked really, really nicely. So that's an option. I go to the 5. No, I can't find my melody note when I play the 5. What about, there's one other chord that's similar to my 4. What chord is really similar to my 4 chord out of all of the chords below? Well, it's A minor. It doesn't have my F note in it. So you could try that guy too. So let's see what happens. I guess that also sounds fantastic. And honestly, that's the one that I would pick. You could get away with playing the F chord there and no one would know actually, because you could say it's an extended chord of A minor, because A minor has the same scale notes as a C major. So that's where things can get a little tricky, and why listening to the recording of the song or playing with a bass player will make a big difference. Because again, A minor is my 6. And if I go to my 4 next, which is F, now, I guess you, and I could also sing or play with myself, I guess you'd. And we're looking at this and thinking back to the song Blue Moon, what would you guess is the next chord? Because this is looking a lot like a very popular progression. It looks a lot like a 1, 6, 4, 5, doesn't it? So what if I try? So if I do, I guess you, G7 or G, say, totally works. And it's very apropos of the time period, because this is a doo-wop progression that is commonly found here. Okay, so you have, I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? Hey, that's a super popular progression that's played twice. C, A minor, and F and G. Now, somebody in the chat was like, ooh, I also like the 2 minor. You could totally, if you wanted, because again, if I was holding F, another chord that looks really similar to F is D minor. It's just F with a friend, right? So I could play C, A minor, D minor, and G7. That also would work too. But if I'm listening to a bass player in the song, you'll probably hear 1, 6, 4, 5 instead of 2, 5. But that's what you're playing is the 1 chord, 1, 6, 2, 5. If you end up going that route.
4, 5.
Well, I'm saying that if you use the 2, you get
As the second chord, not the third chord.
Yeah, but I'm talking about using it to replace the F, and now we can talk about putting it where they had said. But I'm just saying that it's another popular progression is a 1, 6, 2, 5 versus a 1, 6, 4, 5. You can also use that. This is where like ear stuff gets tricky because you can try many things, and you might like how something sounds versus somebody else. So one person in the chat had mentioned they liked going guess, and yeah, you could totally play that because the reason why you like it. I guess it's part of this chord, right? Because it's that A note, right? And it totally sounds nice putting it here. And then I'd probably go to F still. You'd say, you could do that. Again, you still have the notes that make it A minor happening within the chord. But if you, again, it's all about, this is the point when listening to a bass player is important because he's going to tell you where you're going. And that's also why it's important to really hone in on the roots of your chords. But let's keep going so we can finish this up because I know we're technically, I think, out of time. But let's keep going. So I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl. C, 1. My girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about. That all sounds great. My girl, my girl. I mean, So what if I try my girl, my girl, my girl. Gonna go to the 4. Talking about my girl. Oh, that was convenient. F. My girl, my girl. No. What if we try the 5? Talking about my girl. Hey, there it is. It's the 5. And that makes a lot of sense because it leads back, because it repeats. I've got so much honey. And it goes back to our C chord, okay? Our 1 chord. Let's play it. Let's sing the song. It's a beautiful song. C, F. Back to C. Now you know what's coming. Why don't you try closing your eyes as we play? See if your fingers can go there. Also, the sort of bass line everybody's used to hearing is the major pentatonic scale. That's why I always remember it. All right, here we go. Keep those eyes shut if you can. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Here we go, 3rd line. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl, my girl. I've got so much honey, the bees envy me. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. I got the sweetest song than the birds in the trees. Well, I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl. talking about my girl, my girl. One more time. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Well, I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. I've got so much honey, the bees envy me. I got the sweetest song than the birds in the trees. Everybody, well, I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. Everybody do C and F. C and F, my girl. I'm talking about my girl. Yay! Nice. So again, there's a bunch of other, like there's Stand By Me. I also have the Don't Know Much About History here that you can fill in. Artist Work students, this can be your homework. Fill this in. Do a VE. I'd love to see you guys fill in these songs and play them for me. And then Brown Eyed Girl, classic 145 song. So have fun with all of these different ways of kind of working on your ear. Take songs that you already know and love. Spend some time figuring out why you love them. Look at what's happening within the chords themselves. You might be surprised, especially when you find chords that don't exist in the key, like this funky little B section that's up here on the page. So I hope you guys had fun with this. It's varying degrees, but the main thing is practicing and really listening while you practice. Give yourself that opportunity to really hear the difference between your chords. It makes a big difference, and then you'll start to hear when a chord needs to change when you're at your jam. And then I would also recommend, if you're at your jam, try really hard not to look at your music. If it's a song like you're like, oh, He-Man in the key of G, we play it every week. Why are you looking at the music? Close your eyes and try to play the song. I bet you, if you've been playing that song for a year with your club every week, guarantee you can probably make it through most of the song without having to look at it. So let your fingers and hands be your guide. And I hope you had fun singing some Valentine songs with us. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Yes.
Ukulele Club next week?
I cannot wait. Ukulele Club next week. The downloads should be going out probably either Sunday or Monday.
Is the mini lesson up from Neil already?
Not yet, because I have to finish up the sheet first, because I always have notes in there for everybody. But again, this one, the live stream packet does have a link to this live stream if you ever can't find it. But thank you guys so much. We look forward to seeing some of you at Ukulele Club next week. It's going to be a good time.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Aloha, everyone.